So let's get into this story about how I gained 30 yards in 6 months. Now I put up this status last night on the community, and I just listed that I was getting a bit concerned that the content quality may not be like good enough. It felt like the content like quality was going backwards, and like how interesting it can be just keep on, you know, doing like backyard golf vlogs. And I was surprised how many replies I got. So I got like 125 messages, and pretty much all saying just, you know, keep going. So we're going to continue these daily vlogs and just make them, I'm just going to put effort in to make them more interesting each day, and not just show you like the same routine each day, but maybe like go into specifics of a certain thing, just to mix it up and keep it interesting. Right, so there's this one comment from Stods57, and I think it's got a good message. So, you've given me the motivation to set up a net in my front yard and work on making my swing more repeatable and efficient. My thinking is we need to look back at this time and be able to say something positive came from it, whether that be physical, mental, relationships, work, etc. You are helping with that, James. Keep up. You've got to work with what you got, haven't you? And keep pushing forward and find a way to make a positive out of a negative. So, some at Lidl's. This is long. Look at this. That's got to be about 40 minutes, isn't it, to get in there, at least. Right, so there's this other comment as well, and it's got loads of likes, so I guess you're all really keen for this. Right, so someone's commented, we should do a thing where you rate fans' swings. So yeah, let's do it. Right, send your swings to wiltshfitness@gmail.com. Get them swings into me, and we'll get in, because I think that'd be quite funny. Hey.
I wanna unzip that finna make it rain. Call when we run down this range.
To be fair, Brunel was from like down in the southwest, so obviously it just runs in the local blood. Feats of engineering, you know. Right, so the title of this video is going to be something about how I gained like 30 yards in 6 months, which is true. So I'm going to get into that story in a minute. But before that, let me just tell you the things I'm working on today. I sent my swing over to Leon and told him to have a look at it. He's into like the same kind of methods, or he's the guy that has pretty much introduced me to these methods. He's still noticing that I'm opening the club on the way back, and that is one of the conscious thoughts at the moment. So I am actually trying to keep the face shut on the way back, but he's noticed that it's still like fanning open a tiny bit. And the reason that is important in this method is you want the least amount of club face like manipulation. So I'm going from my old technique of doing this through the ball, so a lot of rotation and adding loft to trying to keep a stable face, because it's just way easier to control a stable face rather than a shutting of the face. All right, so no flip at all. Obviously the club face is going to be rotating because, you know, it's a circular motion, but you want it to be rotating as little as possible and at the control of your body rather than manipulation with the hands. Halfway back, I'm looking to just keep it. Basically, my swing foot is try and keep the club face looking at the target for as long as possible whilst doing this stuff. Okay, so left heel allowed to rise, right knee going backwards, almost like stacking it over the center, keeping the face shut. And from there's the movement that I've been talking about on the way down. So keeping it shut, keeping centered so that can rise, hips going back on themselves, and from there, squat, get the knees wide, and rotate. Look at the club face. So stay shut into this position, and then there's no manipulation with the hands. I'm just squatting, and then I can start to rotate. Club face square, shaft lean, and then this position is what feels really alien. So there, where the club face is just being moved by the rotation of the body. Instead of doing this, what I used to do, inside flip release. So I'm used to releasing to here, and now it's more there. Like Arnold Palmer-esque finish, where like there's no manipulation, it's just body rotating through. Obviously until he gets to the top and he starts to do like all that weird shit. So let's get into this story about how I gained 30 yards in 6 months, which was between the age of 15 and 16. I basically turned 16 in October, and just before that I started training to hit it longer, and then over that winter and into next year I gained literally 30 yards. So I did two things. Firstly, it was the age that I started training in the gym. Now at that time I didn't have a specific plan to follow apart from like this generic thing that the fitness instructor gave me, which is like 3 sets of 10 on machines and stuff like that. But obviously when you start training, any kind of training that you do, you're going to see some results from. If I had got a better structured plan, obviously my results would have been better, but I put on some strength, I put on some weight, and that definitely helped in gaining some of the yards. So the other thing I did was I basically started overspeed training without realizing at the time that I was doing overspeed training. So what I'd do is I would go through my normal practice routine, and then I would dedicate a certain time after the session to hitting driver as hard as I could, and I'd hit some balls and I'd give myself some rest, and I'd swing the club on its own as hard as I could. Now technically I guess you would say that was not quite overspeed training because you're not using a light object, but obviously without the ball there you're able to swing it slightly harder than you would with the ball there. So technically that is, you know, overspeed training. But these are the two things that I did over that period, and I just got obsessed with hitting it long. JB Holmes and Bubba Watson came on, and it was that year that they came on the scene, so I just started literally hitting it hard. Now I spoke about this before, but I got a training system coming out with a guy called Alex, who's a elite powerlifter and a powerlifting coach. He's a really clever guy. Now we're bringing something out. If you want to follow the Instagram, it's Complete Golf Athlete. If you follow that, we'll keep you up to date on launches. Now launches is subject to all of the stuff that's going on at the moment, but we're hoping to get it up in June, so you guys will have something to go straight into if you want a really good fitness program for golf to smash as soon as you can get back in the gyms. That's it, so every day now, 2 PM, I'll be uploading a video, daily vlogs. Thanks for supporting the channel, and keep watching and commenting, liking the videos, it all helps. So we're gonna smash this through lockdown, and then I've got some pretty special plans afterwards, but I'll keep them under wraps for now. See you tomorrow, 2 PM.